Zelensky hails his country's Eurovision win and vows to hold next year's event in Mariupol, after astonishing wave of love from across Europe lifted them to victory in defiant message to Putin. Handed UK shock second place and left France and Germany last. Ukraine won Eurovision after an outpouring of support in the public vote propelled their entry. Above the UK, Britain's Sam Ryder had been leading for much of the night before being pipped into second place by Ukraine. The Ukrainian folk rap group Kalush Orchestra had been overwhelming favourites heading into the contest. The six-member, all-male band received special permission to leave the country to represent Ukraine tonight. President Zelensky has vowed to hold Eurovision in Mariupol next year after an outpouring of support from the European public propelled Ukraine to victory, as Britain's Sam Ryder earned a shock second place. Britain surprisingly topped the jury vote and led for most of the night before Ukraine were awarded a mammoth 439 points in the public vote. The war-torn nation ended on 631 points while the UK finished second with 466 points. Spain finished third with 459 with Sweden fourth on 438. Volodymyr Zelensky was quick to hail the victory, and even vowed to hold next year's competition in Mariupol, despite the city being besieged by Russian forces. He said, "Our courage impresses the world. Our music conquers Europe. Next year Ukraine will host Eurovision for the third time in its history and, I believe, not the last. We will do our best to one day host the participants and guests of Eurovision in Ukrainian Mariupol. Free, peaceful, rebuilt. I thank the Kalush Orchestra for this victory and everyone who gave us your votes. I am sure that the sound of victory in the battle with the enemy is not far off. Glory to Ukraine." The Eurovision results are a defiant message to Vladimir Putin as Ukraine's success was followed by a stunning second place for the UK. Britain, a staunch ally of Zelensky's Ukraine during the Russian invasion, almost pulled off a shock win after leading for most of the night, before being pipped at the end. In contrast, Germany and France, whose leaders have come under criticism for not being tough enough on Russia's aggression, were the two last-placed nations in this year's contest. Winners folk rap group Kalush Orchestra delivered an emotional rendition of their song Stefania, which has become a war anthem for Ukraine during the invasion. Receiving the coveted trophy, the band said, "Thank you for supporting Ukraine. This victory is for every Ukrainian. Slava Ukraini." Despite missing out on a stunning win, Britain's Sam Ryder still achieved the UK's best result for 20 years as he finished second. Graham Norton, who presented the contest on BBC One, said, "This is a red-letter moment. I am so happy for him. For the UK and for the BBC who have worked so hard to turn our fortunes."